Do you want to know one of the major topics of conversation around the table yesterday?
I do.
Uh, AI and uh, also trauma, DMT, and the intersections of all of those.
Yeah.
These were
It's at,
not conversations I was having, like before I left.
it's at the
Yeah.
top of my notebook.
Really?
DMT, podcast, and trauma.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we talked about that this morning.
Yep. It's literally the first thing in my notebook.
I've never participated in a DMT experience. I feel in the world of my psychedelic healing adventures or my psychonaut adventures, I feel that I am very um infantile, except that I have probably tried at least and grown the process of learning how to grow mushrooms, but probably 6 or 7 different strains of mushrooms, including psilocybin and psilocybin, the traditional red and white ones. So and I find that probably based on what I know about the psychedelic research from the community in the military and the DoD, and then what I know about like what was going on with the University of Oregon and Ken Kesey and those people. And by the way, how are those people associated with like the early startup group of the Whitebird Clinic, the hippie non horizontal organization uh, community that works in Eugene, Oregon. So, and how does that? Well, what it means is that we've taken a position to um, this or that with all of these drugs, and some of them have proven, which we're now finding it are proven to help us heal, and we might find others that are doing the same.
Well, I have this particular topic of conversation had to do with trauma in DMT, natural DMT that we produce ourselves. As you know, like I don't know, type of internal technology of survival and protection. And uh, yeah, so more from a developmental aspect because I think we've talked about that before. My theory on trauma, especially during your developmental years. And and if we want to get right down to it, like we had talked about before, even in the womb, as you are developing into a human, that triggers a certain series of biochemical um, coping mechanisms. One of those being the production of natural DMT to alter your reality so that it isn't, so it doesn't crack your noggin, right? Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Jamie, where are you? You're supposed to stop me from doing that.
I'm providing DMT knowledge.
Thank you, my
Great.
dear. At least, but the good news is I'm catching myself. So that's
Yeah.
progress.
Yes. Because I'm not even noticing it, if I'm honest.
Okay, but I
What
don't want.
about what is our government? What are the CIA files about DMT? That's where I tell everybody where this game is over with. When they just understand the level of people that studied it, and they only did it because they were studying the shamans, right? They wanted to scientifically find out what's going on.
Well,
That's
it
why I think we're
seems
winning this
it
battle.
ex- it explains so much of the veteran experience, right? It's because I don't I I get the sense that some of some of the things that took place in within the military and its practices, I feel like were accentuated or even perhaps condoned to produce certain results within their veterans as just a matter of why not experiment while we're also trying to get this mission done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that has very much occurred to me too, especially when you see the symptomology that comes home is very, very much like what we see. There's just a repeating pattern in early developmental trauma, in post-acute trauma, in you know, various mental health and psychiatric crises. And it all seems to kind of go back to this sort of biochemical attempt to cope by altering your reality so that you might have a chance of maneuvering within it. But then so many individuals get stuck in that spot when their reality shifts back to a non crisis state. Especially if you have something like natural DMT that's being produced in your body. It's not like, you know, you have to use your own awareness to alter that, to take advantage of it, to get it to work for you versus against you.
Okay, so how would one produce more DMT in their body?
Well,
Naturally.
speak. This would be a perfect opportunity for you to speak from your own experience in your awakening, Jamie.
Right.
How did
And
you piece your, how did it affect you? How did it shift things for you?
by changing my diet, fasting,
By going in, basically.
yeah, I'm like by being like taking the time to go in, learning about meditation, learning about like calming the brain, learning about being in the here and the now, learning about vulnerability, learning about all that fun stuff.
Hey guys,
Mm.
I just want to say this while we're in this. Remember that thing where I was doing for that open call appointment for an open call, a casting call, right? Remember when I was doing the casting call stuff?
Yes, it's been a minute since
Well, I got there and I was like, well, I just want to find out what's going on. I don't even think you're real. And then this person texts me back, Kim, and then she texts me back again. And then I still decided I wasn't going to do that. And it's like a month and a half ago. She just messaged me. Text message. We're talking text messaging people of something I never signed up for. Okay. And so it says, for a speaking role or be an extra, I want you to attend a virtual call with me tomorrow at 9 a.m. I find this to be funny because it doesn't stop.
I'm gonna give you the hair too.
And my milkshake is being brought to my yard.
And I'm gonna
It's
give you
brought
a
to
milkshake.
being brought out of your yard to the collective yard.
I don't even know what the heck I'm supposed to fully do. I just feel like I see things like listen, somebody told me last night you should run for office. Two people in this group. And I'm like, you guys don't even know me. Like, why
First
would
of
you?
all, there are way too many panty videos out there that'll haunt you. They have too much material.
Oh, we're trying to get rid of, like, you know, office, the need and the necessity for a particular office.
And power.
Correct.
You would make an excellent leader.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out what that means because there's some people telling me to do stuff. Literally, and then I know there's something inside. but I don't know where that, all I can say is, please just show me the path for water. I'll follow the water path. I don't care. I know I'm supposed to go to easy path. I'm not supposed to go a hard path.
Right.
I think that is just you share, and you're speaking truth. You're handing it over to another individual for them to choose to do with it what they will. That's all we're supposed to do, is just share whatever it is that we have to share, and it will go where it needs to go, and whatever result needs to occur will occur. You just go, Anthony, and you know this. Like, we don't always know why we do and say the things that we do, but we find ourselves in the moment going, well, I guess this is happening now. And so it'll be that. You'll show up, and your mouth will be opening and sounds will be coming out, and you'll be looking down at your mouth going, oh, I guess I'm talking about this now. I guess we're opening this discussion or this can of worms.
You're just going with opportunities that feel intuitively right. Like you have a connection with this in the past, so it's not like it's like a first time situation. Like you don't feel unsafe.
We don't have to know. We just have to go.
Right.
And
Like
grow.
it doesn't make you feel weird, right? Like you don't feel weird about it.
Yeah, and I feel I was given some weird tags. Like, I just feel like I was being shown, like, hey, I want you to see this. This is going to be presented for you in the future. It's just,
I'm just going to say that's what you get when you run around with hats that have hooks on them.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you know darn well why you do that, and it works. That poop works.
Mhm. Yes, yes. Last night's show, this thing that happened last night, I'll tell you, was magical. It was the 8th show. They weren't able to, they're just going to continue. And if I had my way, every magical person that I saw along my journey, I'd get them all in the loop. I'd say, get them all in the loop. Let's get them to Eugene. Let's have some sort of festival, some sort of mega festival near Eugene for these comedians that have worked so hard.
Yes. Do they have anything like that now?
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but I really believe that there's going to be something that helps to honor these ones that stepped forward early on and knew that the only way forward is to break through this community depression that we're all in and bring this truth. And it had to be like people that just understood it for no other reason but the internal call is like, we got to be funny. We got to learn to be more funny. We got to help us get through all of this hard stuff, everything, the pandemic, the political stuff, the world stuff. That's what they're doing right now.
It's always been laugh or cry, right? Tragedy or comedy.
Right. And then you see, like, what did I see? Last night's comedian. People that I know that I feel that are in my sphere, Jelly Roll, and the people around the Jelly Roll movement. Jelly Roll's going to be on the podcast with uh the comedian from last night, Adam, and I just find that to be mind blowing because it's like everywhere I go, they just start talking. Well, oh, so now Dave Hill, yeah, so this person's gonna be okay. They're all just gonna be talking to each other. Oh, okay. So there is this, and they're all voice people. Again, voice people, voice actors behind the scenes, people who can make uh uh signs and sounds and symbols and impersonations and do whatever they want with their lips, and they don't care. They just flap them. They continue to flap them on the stage. In fact, last night Adam on there making fun of some dude and his partner Lindsay in the freaking in the audience, just straight up making fun of them, and it was funny. It was really funny, using his voice and everything, and just like it was great.
And on that point of using the voice and remaining behind the scenes, You know, that's that low visibility, high impact
About that too.
Yeah,
that we were
yeah,
talking earlier today.
yeah.
But also, it's very important because it's empowering to the individual who's listening, because you are not making yourself, the individual, the focal point. It is, again, message, because the whole point of all of this is empowerment. And one love culture is at its root, its mission is empowerment. That is universal truth. Universal brings about personal autonomy in a way that allows us to remain connected to each other, but still have our own autonomy. And so it's the only way you can do that is to empower one another. And each time you empower another person, not only are they raising in their power, but so are you. And then everyone collectively rises together. So I think that's why we're seeing these themes of like behind the scenes, but getting the message out there. You know, it's because we're trying to avoid that egotistical bullshit that we keep seeing in trying to bring together like-minded people like this, removing the hierarchy and remembering the focus, which is empowerment of each other. That is the universal truth or core part of it, I think.
Yes. Yeah, bringing the core part out for us all.
And it's empowerment with love. It's love is the best way to empower. It's how we do it with our children. It would make sense.
I love hearing that.
You know, what's the best way to love our kids? This has also been a topic of conversation. Protection. You can't protect your children from the world. You can't. But what you can do is you can give them tools. You can give them your experience and knowledge as best you can. You can share that, but you can't put a wall around them and protect them. You can't shield them from all the shit that's going to come. That's empowerment. That's real love of your children, not control over your children, but giving the control to them to wield however they uniquely see fit. That is all.
That's legit. We talked about that this week too, because I find myself wanting to protect my kids from everything possible.
I hear that from every single mother every time. They are on the table receiving massage, not for themselves primarily, but so that they have the energy to protect their children. And I hear this over and over and over again. And every time I hear that, I say to them, you cannot protect them as much as you want to. The best way to protect them is to strengthen them, give them the tools, give them the tools, give them the confidence, tell them you trust them.
Right. Anthony and I were just talking about this too. Yeah.
That's one of
Empowering is important.
the biggest change in growth I saw in my children was when I started telling them, when they would come to me, and they would be like, I know that you're worried that I should be doing this or I should be doing that. Or, you know, I was like, nope, I'm not worried about you. I know you've got it. I trust you. I know you're smart. You'll figure it out. And I would see that shift in them of like, I do. If mom thinks I've got it, well, I better get it. And it does, it gives them confidence. When you guys share your confidence in me with me, that gives me more confidence. And I know it does with you guys too.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're doing is we're building this confidence of what we're building, what we're doing is we're online. We're online. We're all trying to look at each other, putting everything out there, and then we're getting online and well, it is doing that. It feels good because we're checking on each other and we're lifting each other up as we're doing it. It's like, yeah, get online, stand up, let's go. Let's go to the next part of this universal truth. What is it? What is it? We have a UFO official UFO reporting office, and they haven't put the reports out to us yet, but they're developing that. So, well, what's the next piece of this game that we're gonna play? That's where we got to get to. Where are they going to take us with this next piece?
Well, I'm hoping that we start talking more and more and more about the spiritual aspect of this UAP experience. Yet again, another recent conversation is whenever that topic does come up, whenever I've said, and I believe it's spiritual in nature, emphatic head nods and people saying, yep, 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 I think so too.
Yeah.
Definitely in the collective consciousness. So I hope that those governmental entities notice that and follow suit.
Yeah, and I think that's being affirmed. It's like that guy I was talking to last night. It just, like, I already knew that he was going to start telling me about I already knew this. I was like, I was just very frank with him. I said, do you want to tell your message on my podcast? I would love for you to. And I didn't get to exchange that because I didn't want to mess with their. They wanted to go and get connected with this actor. I just didn't want to mess with their thing. Um, they wanted to have them walk through their facility, their their growing facility. And so, but they had already let me know that they had seen stuff, and I was like, well, holy moly, this thing really is just pulling in us strange people that really know stuff and see stuff, and we're just, none of us are wrong. It's all right now.
All the dreamers are dreaming, and that's what we're supposed to do, is come together and share our various dreams. And we're constructing a new one, new collective dream that we come to new terms and agreements with. And that's what I'm feeling like this whole thing is a new, we're readjusting the terms and agreements of the collective reality. We need a new service agreement, please.
I think we're in the process of getting this right now.
Yeah,
Right.
I like it. I like it because it's very outdated. It's very outdated. It has not kept up with the times.
Dust Devil. I want to go to the Dust. I want to go to the Dust Devil mine.
Dust Devil Mind. Let's see what we got here.
The Dust Devil Mind?
Mine.
Oregon?
Mine, okay.
I also
Where's it located?
probably the High Desert Gems and Minerals mine I want to go to as well. I really, really just want to go there. I really do. I want to go dig in for Oregon gemstones with my hands. And I want to take my own tools, and I want to take my own things, and I want to dig in the earth, and I want to pull out gemstones from the heart of Oregon. And then I want to take my little ass over to Crater Lake and put them in Crater Lake. And I want to take my little ass for a 6 mile hike up the where the start of the Rogue River is, and put it in the spring that comes out of the ground. Out of nothing came
Look at
water,
this place.
and I want to
This
put it in there.
is awesome.
And then I want to put it in every hot spring on the way back to Eugene, Oregon. Every body of water on the way back to Eugene, Oregon.
This is the place you're talking about? Look on the screen.
Yeah, there's several places like that that you can go there.
Where is it located?
Eastern Oregon.
Here, I'll pull it up on the map.
Is it further north or further south?
Here, look on the map.
Or smack in
East.
the No, I mean eastern. Okay, thank you, Jamie.
Mhm.
Because I'm looking to see how far away that is from the other spot that we've been honing in on.
May 15th, 315 or 515. 515 is a good number. Yeah,
far away
so
that spot, Jamie?
What did you say?
How far away is it from that valley?
Um,
but there's you don't have to go to a place mine. You can go to the Oregon collection area. Oregon has places that are free that you can go by yourself. And that's what's important. I think I would be more interested in that. It's like, oh, I'm really going to go to the free mine that is made for us.
is that this one or no?
Yeah, the Sunstone. No, it'll be Sunstone Bureau of Land Management's Sunstone Collection area. So this is a this is for everyone. This is like a nonprofit one.
Okay, so this is it. Is this it? The free one?
Yeah. Yeah, more info, it says. Sunstone Collection Area. Before you go, the boundaries of the Oregon Sunstone Collection Area. Due to isolated, yes. Point of interest, feldspar, yes. And why I want to do this is because I will take my scale and then I will go get me a bucket full of them and I will do all the dunks and everything I need and I will have all the stones I ever needed because I will just collate the energy into a whole bucket of them and I will start handing them out to people. And I will put a whole bunch of ritual and take them to a whole bunch of places together as a cohort. And I will talk about all of the Maslow's hierarchy and everything that I want to bring with those stones of interest. I'll call them stones of interest.
Stones of interest.
I keep letting my fire go out
Uh-oh.
and
I put this grid coordinate in. That may serve us better. Yeah, it does. As soon,
when go ahead, Anthony, sorry.
where is this thing at? Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let me see where it's at. Okay, so there's 395 Lake Albert. Christmas Valley. Okay, it's over by Christmas Valley. Oh yeah, this guy told me about he was going to be a Christmas tree farmer, and I was like, "Oh, you don't even know how much I studied. I went and looked at like a 300, $400,000 farm in New Hampshire. If I would have bought that, things would have been a whole different spectrum for me.
Very.
I would have went to just complete hermit mode and probably humanity would have never seen me again because I would have been 40 miles out in the middle of the wilderness overtaking this farm that has a contract in downtown New York City and they'd had it this veteran had it for over 20 years and all he needed is somebody to take over the farm that was out really that's what he was trying to do and selling Christmas trees for the same place for over 20 years and you still get to have it and just that weekend event of trees would give him like $120,000 a year and it would pay for everything for a weekend of tree selling and it
So
was the
what
most and it was the most fun because everybody was there and they'd have hot chocolate and Santa and all that.
what prevented you from why did you end up not going that route ultimately?
The divorce and stuff like that with children. I just don't think I had it. Whatever it had me. Hey, at the road, just before you're going to the Oregon mine. At the end of that road is Dust Devil Mining. It's literally at the T of the Sunstone public use area. So I'm gonna save this. I want to save this.
Yeah, it's all right there.
I want to go to the Oregon Sunstone place. Send to my phone, please. Send to my iPhone, please.
I have to say, I was wondering how long that was going to take because I knew that was coming. As often as you've talked about the Oregon Sunstone, I knew it was just going to be a matter of time before we went hunting.
Yeah, well, I bought a 153-gram one from Dust Devil Mining early on. That's the one that split off, and it's all over the nation. It's in so many buried places. I wouldn't even be able to tell you every place I've freaking buried those things. Ritualistically.
So you're telling me you set in anchors?
100%. Any place that the messengers had me go, I definitely did exactly what they would want me to do with my heart and with my thoughts. I thought about everything from like a lens of like healing and health for us all, with no like hurting or we're just finding out new ways of being kinder to each other. I've set stones in every place I've gone that way.
I like it.
And danced. And then oftentimes after that is done, I go listen to their message, and I say, well, messengers, these comedians that I just go see random comedians all over the place, and they're just really funny. Sometimes I've seen them multiple times, and that's confusing, but it isn't also.
I gotcha. It makes a weird kind of sense, is what I'm hearing.
Weird kind of senses is what's going on. That's why I got to get to Plush, Oregon. I need to get my ass to Plush, Oregon. I would like to go to
Hard to
Plush.
keep up with you. Lush. Sure that will.
Oh man, I had coffee.
Me too.
Well, I'm over here trying to draw, and I'm like, God damn it, this is why we don't drink coffee. That's okay. We're making it work. It's working for us, not against us.
Jamie, I'm gonna send you this is the magical spot where everybody took the messengers from the county that I worked when I worked at the county. This is where they took me. This is a magical spot. And the road home through the wilderness takes you to this magical spot where Lee Spencer watched over the salmon for many years
Really.
in the wilderness.
That makes me think of Betsy.
Camping spot. Yeah, so this is what's going on. We're living this dream. I'm living this dream. I don't know if the people around me are living this dream. I mean, I really am living a dream. We got some really craziness going on in our civilization.
We have some things that need fixing. We have some wrongs needing to be set right. We have some adjustments to make.
Jamie, was Jamie there? Jamie, are you did you see this?
I'm not here.
Jamie's multitasking.
this guy that wants to do this podcast with
Yeah.
us on, can we do this? See,
Yes, let's do it.
what I'd love about,
Like I noticed that as like one of my features. You can connect it with your Google Calendar. I was like, what?
Yeah, I like that.
There's all kinds of things you can connect on this new one. Anthony, I got shut down from like exploring too much on the new chat. I don't even know
yeah,
if anybody else has it. Like, is this possible? Has anybody else? Please tell me
yeah,
if
it does.
true. I'm like, I was telling Shelly,
It's
I was like, you're just like the humans. You shut me down after too many questions.
the story of our lives. Stop asking so many questions. I was going through I was looking at I found my program for my graduation from massage school. It has all these quotes from each one of us, and mine. I just have a quick question.
Oh my God, story of my life.
Apparently, I was told I had this tell. So we'd be receiving a lecture or whatever, and just before I would ask a question, I would put down my writing utensil and I'd take a breath, and then I'd raise my hand. And so one time I did that, but I was just breathing. I wasn't going to ask anything. And I put my pencil down and I breathed, and everybody just groaned and put their head down. We're like, Shelly, could you just stop asking so many questions? And I was like, I was just going to breathe that time, you guys. We're supposed to ask questions.
Oh, I know. That's how you find stuff out, right? And now we
Anthony,
have chats we can ask.
did you get in trouble for asking questions as a youth all the time?
Um, yeah, yeah, I think it's pretty, you guys can see that, I've pretty much, you can see that how I've adapted. Everybody, it's very clear to see how I've adapted. I've adapted in to sit behind the scenes. I've adapted that way. I learned that because I was so small that it's just better to be quiet and behind, and then to be funny when needed to be. Just to be when put under pressure, be funny because that'll get you out of most of anything.
So
Mhm.
low impact, high or low visibility, high impact again.
Yes,
Hey,
yes, yes.
there's a rocket going off right now, or soon. You guys aware of this? I just got a notification.
No. What
Hold on, I'm reading.
why did you get a notification?
I
What
don't
from what
know.
was it?
Let's see. It says space.com notification. Like it just came to my phone.
Do you
And
have like any X stuff that you have notifications set for?
no, I don't even have like a space.com. Like I'm not connected to a space.com. No, it was an alert about the time has changed. Almost like I get like Google Chrome like notifications, you know what I mean? So like maybe that's what it was.
What did the times change from to?
It says update from 1 p.m. Eastern time. ULA has pushed its launch time back to 2:45 p.m. The story has been updated to reflect the new time. It's a Delta Heavy. So
ULA.
it
What's
says
ULA?
launch will end a 64-year run. Let's see what this is.
What is this for?
That's what we're trying to do, I
I
think.
just got a notification like sent to my phone about a rocket going off. Like, and they
You
just
know what
pushed
that's about?
what?
It's about the Rocket Queen. It's the Rocket Queen. That's what's going on.
Rocket.
Gun GNR Day. It's GNR Day. Tell me about Gino. GNR was like part of my childhood. Let's go, GNR.
Tell me about this.
Yeah, I love Guns N' Roses. I love Metallica. Oh my gosh, Metallica was in my spectrum.
Yes, I love Guns N' Roses. What does this have to do with this?
I don't know. I just brought it up because it's the Rocket Queen.
Oh.
Yeah, and we're not talking about Red Rockets, but I'll talk about Red Rockets if you'd like to. We should have a we have a red tent, so we should talk about Red Rockets.
Put a
Hey,
lid on that lipstick.
Yes, put a lid on that lipstick. Yeah.
it's coming soon to every neighborhood near you.
What is
Rocket Queen. I looked it up. I get what you're saying now. Okay. Well, let's figure out what the heck is going on.
everything? Oh my God, you're just not even.
let's see.
Oh, Jamie, I like the bee and sunflower decal, some little graphic art you did.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you. Look, I'm getting this rocket going off. Okay, so used AI with that.
I figured you did. I
Heck yeah,
figured.
dude. I found this whole, that's what we were just talking about. Like this whole nother, like it's okay, so like you can pay like 20 bucks a month and you get like your one seat on chat, like the
Mhm.
G, whatever. Um, hold on. It takes, I'm gonna show you. Let me just stop and show you.
But wait, what about the rocket?
I know you got me going. You guys are like hard as F to keep up with. Okay.
You need a Tony
Hold on.
Stark, is what Jamie, what you need. You need a Tony Stark setup.
Check out the rocket. Am I sharing? Okay, hold on, let me share again. It's incredible. Let me crank this up a notch. Oh, let me crank it down a notch.
God, look at how much fuel they have to use.
Right.
That's a shit ton of fuel.
Okay, so what are they doing? What's the plan? Anthony, do you know anything about this?
The Rockets?
Yeah, what are they doing with this Delta rocket?
I don't know. Being dumb humans, like shooting shit into fucking space, should be worrying about our beds, making our beds and shit. That's what I look at it.
Totally concur. Completely and utterly concur.
That's just what I look at all of it. Yeah, there's some significance to whatever's going on, but that's like, frick, man, we got things that live under the sea that can help us with all of the sun cycle stuff.
That's how I feel about politics. It's probably how you feel about rockets.
I think
That becomes a really weird conversation in my own house because Laura has and her family have grown up very excited about all the things space, and to be honest, I'm really excited about all things space since I've awakened, like in another way. But then I'm like, you guys, uh, you, oh my gosh, guys, we own craft that goes at light speed, and the Navy owns it, so Space Force, and then that just like goes over people. They're like, "Yeah, have you seen this new rocket? This new?" And I'm like, "You no, you don't know. It's light speed. It goes from space to through the air and through the water at the same speed. You don't understand. We have to get excited about this, and like nobody, it's like you're just standing on a thing. Nobody wants to hear it, and it's like it's really real though. We're all the ones that figured out it's real.
That's exactly why I said, look at all the fuel that is being
Yeah.
used. It's so unnecessary. And I imagine it just spraying all over the planet as it's trying to shoot itself up into space.
It's artificially generated energy into a propulsion device that goes into the UFO. It's the patent, but it's the propulsion device. Why that's important? It's Harold Putoff is cited in that. Oh, Mr. Old UFO guy, he's actually cited in a physics paper for this UFO patent. And when people actually can go down and just get into the meat and potato of this, they find out that this this awesome person has been working for our government for a long time trying to figure out what truth is, just like we all are, and nobody's doing anything nefarious. It's beautiful. It's
Harold Putoff.
beautiful.
Tell us about Harold Putoff. I'm gonna look him up.
Harold Putoff from let's look it up while we're going there. Harold Putoff was in charge of the Stanford Research Institute. From what I can tell, he was there and he was the PhD there in charge of SRI at Stanford. And this is the program that Laura's dad was recruited into at Stanford. Laura's dad was recruited in the laser research program.
He was born in Chicago, Illinois. Why does so much stuff go back to Chicago, Illinois? He's part of like Tom Long stuff. To the stars.
Well, yeah, he started the company with Tom DeLonge. He knows stuff officially about Chris Bledsoe from an official capacity. So another high-level official who knows about Chris Bledsoe from an official capacity. That's the important thing. And then when we're doing this, we have to actually tell people, let's go vet his security clearances and stuff like that now, so we can stop playing the game. That this person is a person who's active for who can talk about this subject, who is helping bring out truth. That's where this is at. This isn't about retirees or old people who have said something or other. No, this is about the real people who are bringing the real truth out. He's one of them.
Look at the screen. This is under his
Thank you,
wiki.
Harold. Thank you,
Zero
Harold.
point energy.
Yeah. He's in the UFO patent. We can just look him up in the thing, and that's why it's really super important. And then when I tell people, I don't know how they did it, but they figured out artificially generated energy. They figured out artificially generated intelligence, and somehow I think probably making the energy makes the intel. I don't even know. I don't. I'm not the expert. I show people the mathematics from the UFO patent where the the scientist is still working for the government, and I show scientists. I remember doing this in 2019 and 20, and they tell me that's just none of that stuff matters. None of that stuff is real. They tell me this. Real PhDs just tell me that this stuff isn't real. And I'm like, who are you? I don't understand this. If this is like a real craft and this is a real scientist, how is this not real?
Look at this. This is what came up.
Circles and circles.
Yeah, but look, this is under remote viewing, which I got here from, the stuff that he's been involved with. So I've looked up remote viewing. I've done some stuff from, like Monroe, like a webinar about it where it explains like the history and what they did with it and everything, right? I've never seen that. Rainbow family? That's circles within circles, homie. That's what you talk about all the time.
Oh, let me just tell you about this. Circles within circles. While I'm here, you're showing me that, and I'm with a picture of Dan Warren and Daniel Sheehan in DC. Daniel Sheehan and his work with the Lakota Law Project. And there's no getting out of this. Everybody can say whatever they want to say about Tom DeLonge and all those government officials. They connected themselves to the Lakota to find out about the Lakota. They did, because he did create a band called Angels and Airwaves. And so the Angels and Airwaves band, Blink 182, also contacted the Lakota to help bring out Universal Truth. It's Tom DeLonge, Blink 182, and Daniel Sheehan with Dan Warren. Dan is doing an amazing job. I think he has a master's degree in engineering. And he's on TikTok. Shout
Look
out
at
to
the
Dan. He's
screen.
doing amazing.
This for the Lakota people. Okay, so like, let's talk about the Lakota people. Why would there need to be justice for the Lakota people?
All of their religious sites and religious things that were all of the spiritual stuff, the spiritual people that they sent out were ahead of all of the war stuff. They were ahead of all of this, right? And well, they know a lot about the mythologies are the same. The reality of the Thunderbirds and the lights in the sky are the same. And that's why there is a lot of animosity and both reality connections. So that's what's really hard, is that there is this very real reality and very real animosity towards it didn't have to be this way.
Exactly. It was the fact that they had a treaty and a contract with each other.
I think that's what I have pulled up on the screen right now too.
It's the fact that promises were made on both ends and one party did not keep it.
Yeah.
They talk
Yeah.
about
And
Yeah.
I'm like Lakota Man on X. Lakota Man posting, I promise to teach my babies to love your babies. Period. Lakota Man, a Lakota, a Native American, Indigenous American, and also I believe Air Force veteran. I believe a veteran and a grandfather, and that's what he's teaching.
I think too,
That's
it's also really important to point out that in spite of the fact that uh, the treaties and the contracts and the promises were not kept on one side, they always did. In spite of everything that was thrown at them, they still held on to their knowledge and their practices. Not that they did not, but they held it. They held it
So
under
they
really incredible odds.
so they have some knowledge that is so significant that are like people have been trying to take them out over and over again, and they're still
well,
trying to take them out.
yeah,
Like
and their knowledge.
what is it? What's their knowledge?
Well, their
Universal
knowledge helps us not to be so. Their collective prophecy helps us not to be angry about anything the white people did on Turtle Island. The collective, and this is where it gets really gray area for this, because I know that the collective indigenous prophecy for Turtle Island is that there will be an end of the white man period, and there was a prophecy about before it came, and so they came. And then we're at the end of this white man period where we all come together. That's where we're having this like good or evil thing. And no, the collective indigenous prophecy for Turtle Island is the same as the indigenous people. It's the same as everything that George Washington and the founding fathers who wore aprons, they wore aprons. And it's the meaning of the aprons. It is not some sort of bastardized thing about it's not something there's a reality, a truth about who and what we are, and they knew this. That's what I think.
Universal truth has been trying to come forward for a very long time. And I believe that that's the knowledge that they're hanging on to is how to work within the energetic fields that you are currently experiencing, and how to work in cooperation with the energy grid system that already exists, your place within it. And in that, how that empowers you. It doesn't imprison you. It doesn't hold you down. And it reveals that there's no need for the attempt to control.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Less control. This is
Um,
a familiar face, this one right here.
oh, we're taking us into that December 29th time period. We're taking us into that 8-day cycle around winter solstice period. That's what you're showing me there. That some of the things are 153 women and children, but it's 27 Cav, First Cavalry Division, and my connection to that unit in combat. They were the start of the Indian Wars and the end of the Indian Wars.
That's why I think it's important that we teach people, because I don't remember learning about this in school, and it's like one of the most important things that I've ever learned about.
The person that I was speaking with last night even brought up the word Hoyoken. And I thought that was funny because I believe that the Lakota Hoyoken, or Christos, the person with the most fractal energy for their tribe at their time, was killed on Wounded Knee. Their Hoyoken was killed. And I believe that what is playing out, uh, some of the things that you'll Google, you'll see 153 women and children. But what's more important about this is 21 Medal of Honors were given that day for slaughtering women and children. And there is work in Congress. I don't know where that is. And the number 153 also on, I believe it's December 21st, and something Act 153 about the Lakota is very real. We are going, and that is exactly here's what I really, the vision that I've been shown kind of about the treaties. Half of the treaties will not matter when the prophecy is fulfilled. Why? Because we all become one, and the treaties we don't care about the treaties anymore because we've all become one. What ends up happening is because we start acting, we start doing things like here at the YMCA in Eugene, Oregon. We create a free program for all the indigenous people that lived on that there, and they come to the YMCA for free, and we start doing more things like that over and over, and we show with our words, and then we ask them to teach us. That's where the empowering goes. So first we give them a platform to lift themselves up, and then we ask them to teach us their collective, not their I hurt and their our tribe hurt. No, please tell us your collective message about what happens on the sun cycle when the Thunderbirds show up. It is now time to tell us, please. And that'll be exciting. And we all have equal access. The indigenous people do not own this collective. We don't have to have any reverence to any human species on this earth. We can just ask the people that may have they have a system in place, and they might be able to teach it to us with a little more love. And that's why I definitely, in my own journey, would say we don't have to align with the indigenous. There's nothing that says we have to do that. But I'm just telling you, man, if we lift them up and empower them and start giving back and start fulfilling the prophecy will be fulfilled. And we'll all move to golden,
Oh, man,
which we're already doing that.
we are.
Oh, gosh, that makes my,
I'm looking up the Lakota online. I have it on the screen. It's freaking fascinating.
and if anybody is very much interested, they should just look at the functions of a pineapple sea cucumber. Just learn everything you can about cucumbers and pickles, and then check out the upside down pineapple sea cucumber functioning, and watch videos of it breathing. Um, Mixing bowl. So
Ooh,
what else is next? What's going on today?
Well,
What do I need to
I'm
know?
still on the Lakota, dude. Okay, they are important. So, like, what are some of the activities that the Lakota was doing? Like, did they do like a sun dance? Like, what are their rituals, traditions? Like, what were they doing to connect, like, with?
They're the road all down into South America. It's what archaeologists now know along the Mississippi about the multicultural, diverse, maybe up to it's the Q civilization along the Mississippi River. It's a population, maybe even up to 100,000 people live in this civilization. I heard the keynote speaker speak here in Eugene, Oregon about this. And
mm,
so the study's already been done. And so what we probably need to understand is that there were just trade routes all the way deep into South America, and that is only being shown through the recent LIDAR stuff. It's like archaeologists and people are having their minds blown about how big these civilizations really are and how many there are.
yes, all buried underneath the jungle.
Yep. And so that's exciting for us. It's really exciting for us. Also, has anybody seen there's a person called Bronze Giant on X, and they're posting a picture that just says this is a Nikon P1000 zoom of the star Sirius. Is
Yeah,
anybody looking at that?
I have that camera. That's how I've gotten like some freaking crazy shots. Like,
Okay,
yeah.
I have you seen this thing? Are you seeing this thing? Can you see this? What I got going on there?
He did that with his camera.
Jamie, lasers and spheres.
I mean, what is that?
It's the most beautiful thing ever. It's like seriously, that camera, like you can get it for like a
Look
good
at
price.
this.
And you're like, okay.
Jamie, remember
Mhm.
lasers and spheres, and we keep trying to figure out what it would look like if you were inside the sphere looking out.
Right.
Lolo's Lolo's star. Man, I wish you guys just missed her. Were any of you even around me when I had my service dog?
I didn't think
No, no, I saw pictures of her. Definitely, dude, I would have remembered her.
so. That's interesting. That's motivating me to play with my camera more because I haven't ever gotten anything like that. I need to educate myself on this camera. But yeah, that camera, you can get it for like a fairly reasonable price. And like the closeness that you get to it is like,
You need that camera and what the news has been saying about the place where I'm going to get Oregon Sunstones, and that camera is that place that's been on the news. That's the same place, the Oregon's darkest spot in the United States now, and that's right over there where the Sunstones are. You need that camera. They're doing that with Laura's telescope. We need Laura's telescope and your probably an adapter, that your camera, an adapter on our telescope would probably be really awesome.
That's why I got the monocular instead of the binocular, is
Mhm.
because it came with this little setup where I could attach my phone to it,
Yes.
use the
that's
camera phone so that anything I was looking at, I could record too.
Yeah, I think that all of these things that those kind of things that are happening is really exciting, I think.
I also keep meaning to tell you guys I have a drone too.
me too. I love them. I got them for like real estate whenever I sold real estate, but then I got them to spy on my neighbor and I just haven't yet.
I
But
got
it's
it.
coming. It's in here now. It's coming.
I was just told to get one.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but okay, I should get a drone. Yeah, it'll come in handy.